What's up everybody? GenExDividendInvestor here. In this video I'll show you all 66 of the Dividend Aristocrats and their current yields and 3-year dividend compound annual growth rates, and I think you'll be surprised by the findings. Then I'll end this video with a valuable story you need to hear. I'll also include a link to the spreadsheet I'll be using in the description below so you can do a file, make a copy to get a version on your own personal Google Drive, and then you can see the formula for how you calculate dividend CAGR or do whatever you like with it. I made this video because I thought it would be valuable for you to see what the Dividend Aristocrats have been doing in the last few years and to get a sense of their recent performance. Obviously, most companies have been doing smaller dividend hikes due to the pandemic, and some are deferring them until the last moment to try to preserve their aristocrat status, thus there is some nuance in the data. But by simply looking at where they are today and 3 years ago gives us a very interesting window into them. These Dividend Aristocrats were all members of the S&P 500 that have increased their dividend payment for at least the past 25 consecutive years. Please consider hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing if you haven't yet, and click that bell notification. Now let's hit the spreadsheet. Okay, here we are in my spreadsheet, and I've put these conditionals on that say if the value is less than 2%, then highlight it in red. If it's between 2 and 3, just leave it white, and between 3 to 5%, highlight it in yellow, and then greater than 5%, highlight it in green. And then I've sorted these from lowest to highest 3-year dividend CAGR. So at the bottom here we have AT&T, which means it has the lowest 3-year dividend CAGR, but you'll notice it actually has the highest yield of the bunch. And that's kind of what you'd expect. There's usually a trade-off between yield and CAGR, and it's rare to find one that has both a good yield and a good CAGR, and those tend to have other risks associated with them if you find them. Then we have Cardinal Health at a 3.6% yield and a 1.3% CAGR, Emerson Electric at a 2.3% and a 1.4% CAGR. We have Colgate-Palmolive, something I'm long in as well, and they are at a 2.3% yield and a 1.6% CAGR. We have Dover Corp at 1.6% yield, 1.7% CAGR. Walmart 1.7%, 1.9%. People's United Financials 3.9 and 1.9. Federal Realty Investment Trust 4.2% and 2%. Nucor Corp 2.6% and 2.1%. And we have Realty Income 4.7%, 2.2%. Coca-Cola 3.3 and 2.5. We have Con Ed at 4.6, 2.7. IBM at a 5.4% and a 2.8. 3M at 3.3 and 2.9. Target at a 1.6 and a 3.1%. Genuine Parts Company 2.9, 3.1. Chubb at 1.8 and 3.2. Church & Dwight 1.2 and 3.3. Then if we scroll down a bit, Archer-Daniels-Midland 2.6, 3.4. Becton Dickinson Co 1.4, 3.4. Leggett Platt 3.5, 3.6. Stanley Black & Decker 1.5, 3.6. Essex Property Trust 3.2 and a 4. Brown Forman B, we have 1% and 4%. Exxon Mobil 6.2 and 4.2. So a great yield and a decent CAGR. Then if we scroll down a bit, we see VF Corporation 2.4, 4.5. Kimberly-Clark 3.545, not too bad. Procter & Gamble 2.547. Albemarle Corporation 1 and a 4.7. Chevron 5% and 4.8%, so that's pretty nice. Walgreen Boots Alliance 4% and 5.3, so that's decent. Ecolab 0.9 and 5.4%. General Dynamics 2.6 and 5.8. Cincinnati Financial Corp 2.5 and 5.9. Then we have W.W. Grainger 1.6 and 6.1. PPG 1.5 and 6.3. J&J 2.5 and 6.3, so these CAGRs are pretty decent now. West Pharmaceutical 0.2 and 6.7. Franklin Resources 4.1 and 6.8, that's pretty nice. Expeditors International of Washington 1.1 and 7.4. Cisco 2.2 and 7.7. Medtronics 2.0 and 8.0. And then we have AFLAC at 2.7 and 8.3. Pepsi at 3.1 and 8.3, so that's getting pretty nice. McDonald's 2.5 and 8.5. Atmos Energy 2.9 and 8.8. Hormel Foods 2.1 and 9.3. I really like Hormel. McCormick & Company 3.2 and 9.4. Caterpillar 1.9 and 9.7. Clorox 2.5 and 9.7. Clorox is a great company. Air Products and Chemicals 2.3 and 10.9. Then we have Roper 0.6 and 10.9. A.O. Smith 1.7 and 13. Illinois Tool Works 2.2 and 13.5. These CAGRs are really getting high now. Lowe's at 1.5, 13.5. ADP at 2.1 and 13.9. We have S&P Global at 0.9 and 15.5. T. Rowe Price at 2.5 and 15.6. That's pretty nice. Abbott Laboratories 1.5 and 17.1. And then AbbVie's crazy at 4.8% and 22.3%. And we finished this off with Cintas at 0.9 and 22.8. And Sherwin-Williams 1 and 24.3. And then we have a few miscellaneous ones: United Technologies Corp, Amcor, Linde, and Pentair. And then if we look at these down here, they each have different little issues with them. So United Technologies became Raytheon after divestment of some divisions and remained on the list. In addition, both spin-offs, Carrier Global and Otis Worldwide, were added to the list as well, effective prior to the market opening April 3rd, 2020. So they had some data issues. Same thing with Amcor. There's some data issues due to the merger with Bemis, so I didn't include that one. And Linde, data issues as a result of its acquisition of Praxair, which was a former Dividend Aristocrat, so just like all the others, it remained an Aristocrat. And Pentair, some issues due to the spinoff of Nvent Electric. Okay, now I'm going to switch gears and tell you a valuable life story I found online that's worth hearing and reflecting on. One night at an all-girls summer camp, the counselor asked if any of the girls wanted to share something that had happened that day that impacted them. One camper raised her hand and said a girl from another camp cabin had said something that hurt her feelings and she was really upset about it. The camp counselor went to the bathroom to grab a tube of toothpaste. She took the tube and squeezed it just a bit and some toothpaste came out. She then tried to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but it just created a mess. Then she squeezed the tube even more, pushing more toothpaste out and creating even more of a mess, but none of it would go back into the tube. The counselor then told the campers, "This toothpaste represents the words you speak. Once you say something that you want to take back, it's impossible and it only creates a mess. Think before you speak and make sure your words are going to good use before you let them out." Moral of that story? Speaking is a fundamental social skill required for living a successful life. However, many are careless with their words, but they hold so much power. Words can have a direct impact on the outcome of a situation, creating a helpful or hurtful reaction in our world. The problem is, once words come out of your mouth, no amount of "I'm sorry's" will make them go back in. Blurting something out and then attempting to take it back in is like shutting the gate after the horse is taken off. Thinking before you speak allows you the time to consider the potential impact of your words. Be careful when choosing where and when you let your words out. You can easily hurt other people, and once you do, you can't take it back. Words define who we are by revealing our attitudes and character, giving people an indication of our intellect or ignorance. Stop for a minute before you speak and question yourself about why you're saying what you are. Are you trying to relay information? Relate to someone else? Make sure you're able to take responsibility for whatever you're about to say. A single comment can cut someone deeply, potentially for their entire lives. Even something that might seem innocuous. That all reminds me of a quote from the great Justin Bieber, who said, "Think before you speak. Your words could hurt someone's feeling more than you intended it to." You didn't think you'd be hearing valuable advice from Justin Bieber in a dividend investing video, did you? No, I didn't think so. Okay, now I'd like to shout out 12 of my YouTube subscribers who have just signed up as my newest Patreon aristocrats. So thank you to Jangles, thanks Dr. Mystic, thanks Dividend, thanks Athamas, thanks TubeSock Jesus, thanks Denozia, thanks Jacob J10, thanks Beppe2011, thanks Miak S, thanks The Grand Poobah, thanks Grant H, and thanks NChatNet. As an aristocrat, they gain a variety of perks, such as access to my new Dividend Spreadsheet 2.0 product, and to multiple private channels on my Discord, including one where I let people watch my videos before I release them to the public, as well as vote on some thumbnails I use in my videos, as well as get direct access to me. And as you just heard, I shout out my higher tier Patreons, and I add them to the scrolling ticker on the bottom of my videos in a first come, first served basis, because eventually I won't be able to add more people to it and will only grandfather Patreons in who signed up in these early years of my YouTube channel. If you got any value from this video, then please consider clicking on my Amazon affiliate link in the description of this video and then go shopping online. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases, which means I get a small commission after you click on my link and then you shop for whatever you need. so it's like a simple way you can show your appreciation for what I'm doing without it costing you a dime. Finally, I highly recommend that you join my free Dividend Discord chat server, which has thousands of dividend investors on it from around the world. Please consider hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing if you haven't yet, and click that bell notification. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon. I am not a financial advisor, and these videos are for entertainment, inspiration, and educational purposes only. Investing of any kind involves risk. I am only sharing my opinion with no guarantee of gains or losses on investments.